When we first started the catering company, it was all centered around that quote that was, there's one inexhaustible aspect of everyday life that never dulls, the simple pleasure of eating and drinking. And there was something about that that just really hooked me because I love that. I love the simple pleasure of eating and drinking, and all of the different possibilities and all of the different things that you can do with food and beverage and pairing.
To be able to put the plate of food in the window right here. It's the way I want it to be. It's exactly what I would serve any of my friends. Boom, it goes to the table. Like, there's almost a slightly intoxicating thing about it, I would almost think.
Aaron and I met almost 15 years ago. We both worked at a catering company, but at two separate times, but very close together.
Drummer friend just happens to live above this building back in 1999 and was like, hey, I heard the lady downstairs who has a catering company needs a guy to work in the kitchen. And I was like, sure.
He had just left about a month or so before I started. And then 4 or 5 years or so into our relationship, we started talking about things like how to have our own business or how to do something other than what we were doing. Restaurant was really born out of a couple of different things. On part, it was necessity and sort of a very pragmatic way to transition into something that is more consistent and more stable.
As we get to this idea of we should open a restaurant, it was, what am I best at? Or like, what am I good at? And we had to make those decisions. And the Mediterranean idea seemed to make a lot of sense because there's so many countries that are on that part of land.
But then also, this cuisine, the Mediterranean cuisine that we make here now, inspired us when we had it for the first time. And we began to sort of explore the flavors and kind of play around with it and talk about ways that we can incorporate more of the flavor and spice profiles that you find in these regions. We have some really unique and interesting things going on here when it comes to the fact that we do have more limited hours, that we are doing a type of cuisine that you don't see commonly in the area, and wanting to have something that is celebratory. And so we do constantly sort of try to innovate and sort of strike that proper balance between those things.
I want it to be joyous, I guess. I don't want it to be overly heady, man. I don't want anyone to have to think about it too much. Sort of, I guess, maybe the more the casual, yet you're still dining, you're still out, you're out, like you are on your better behavior, you're having cocktails, I don't know, there's something about that.
The thing that's a little bit interesting about kind of farm to table as sort of an overall kind of dining movement or shift. What we have really tried to incorporate here is that we have all of these influences of other cultures, but that it really comes down to Kansas products in terms of proteins, and then also, of course, produce.
Gary and Jeanette, who are our main farmers, they dictate the year, like spinach is coming next week, so spinach is gonna be the thing. I think that farm to table is almost like a compass. It should guide you through the seasons where you want to go with what you want to do with your food.